Imagine this scene. Liffey Street echoing with the amusing and shocking cries of Jane Fitzcostellia. Amidst the mundane commerce, Jane's stall demands attention and offers a break from the ordinary. This is not your run-of-the-mill vendor's stall with fruits, vegetables, or handmade crafts. Far from it, Jane's stall is a unique blend of humour and shock value. The first time you hear Jane's outrageous sales pitch, you're bound to be caught off guard. "Get your poo in a jar! Get your vomit in a packet! Get your carton of urine!" she shrieks, her voice reverberating off the nearby structures. The crowd's reactions, a mixture of raucous laughter and stunned expressions. But here's the surprising part. There are actual buyers for these gag items. They make the perfect joke gifts to surprise friends or to be the talking point at parties. Imagine your friend's reaction when they open a beautifully wrapped package, only to find a jar filled with faux feces. It's a prank that induces laughter, no matter how repulsive it might be. Jane's stall stands as a symbol of her distinct humour and her knack for transforming the absolutely absurd into a source of amusement. What she's truly selling are not just odd things in jars and packets, but laughter, astonishment, and a memorable story. It challenges the conventional image of street vendors. Really, isn't it a relief to buy a jar of pretend poo rather than another monotonous souvenir? Jane's stall, with its uncanny offerings, is a must-visit spot in the city. It serves as a monument to her distinct sense of humour and her ability to morph the utterly bizarre into a source of hilarious and unforgettable. This is a stall that's hard to forget, isn't it? Prepare yourself to meet our next character, the one and only Miss Belle Pum. Remember, we address her always by her full name. Now, Miss Belle Pum is no ordinary person. She's a whirlwind of energy, a cocktail of fun, a storm of hilarity, and indeed the life of every party. Her eccentric family comprises her sister Halve and 3 cubs, each with their own uniqueness. Halve, just like a delicious second scoop of your favourite ice cream, is the perfect complement to Miss Belle Pum. Round, sweet, and literally made of Candyfloss, that's Halve for you. But don't get deceived by her sugary exterior. She's a fierce mother to 3 distinctive cubs. First we have Pole, the only member of the brood. As his name suggests, Pole is as cool as a polar bear, with a heart as expansive as the Arctic he hails from. Then comes Nuddles, the youngest member, a golden bear as bright as her shiny fur, always ready to bring a smile to your face. And of course, Zoe, the middle bear with short yellow hair in pigtails, as adorable as a button and twice as sweet. But every family has villain. Meet Horse McGorse, considered by us at Jane Fitzcostellia and Friends, the creators of this video, as the ultimate arch nemesis of Miss Belle Pum. Playing the model citizen, Horse McGorse constantly attempts to paint our group as mischievous and outrageous. But we know better than that, don't we? Lastly, let's introduce you to the matriarch of this candy-coated clan, Curtle Lou, the mother of Miss Belle Pum and Halve. Wait till you meet Curtle Lou if you thought Halve and Zoe were round. Curtle Lou's size is so grand she must be rolled in the door. But remember, her size is not synonymous with laziness. She's as lively as they come, always up for fun with her daughters and grandchildren. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Belle Pum and her family are a delightful crew, filled with unique quirks and characters. They love, they fight, they reconcile, and they embark on the most thrilling adventures. With a foe like Horse McGorse, there's always a new challenge to be met, a new prank to be played, and a new story to be told. As you can see, life never gets dull with Miss Belle Pum and her family. Today's adventure in baking brings us to a whimsical dessert that's as captivating as our characters, Giggle Caramel Blondie Puddles with Stoney cake canes. This delightful dessert serves 12 puddles and 6 cake canes. With a preparation time of 30 minutes and a cooking time of 20 minutes, you're in for a ride. Let's start with the Gigglesome Blondie Puddles. Gather your ingredients: 150g unsalted butter, 150g light brown sugar, 100g white sugar, 2 large eggs, 1 TSP vanilla extract, 200g plain flour, 1/2 TSP baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon salt, and 100g caramel chips. Get your oven preheated to 180 degrees Celsius and grease a muffin tin or small round moulds to get that perfect puddle shape. Launch into your method, starting with a smooth butter and sugar mixture before adding in eggs and vanilla extract. In goes your flour, baking powder and salt to form a smooth batter, and don't forget those irresistible caramel chips. Spoon the batter into your prepared moulds and bake for 15 to 20 until they're golden, set and slightly gooey in the centre. Let's move on to the Stoney cake canes. For these, you'll need 150 g flour, 75 g icing sugar, 100 g cold butter, 1 TSP cocoa powder, a hint of food colouring, and 1 TBSP milk. The method includes forming a breadcrumb-like adding milk gradually and shaping into cane-like curves. Chill for 15 minutes and then bake at 160 degrees Celsius for 12 minutes until firm. Once cooled, it's time to assemble and decorate. Arrange the Blondie Puddles, drizzle with caramel sauce, dust with edible gold glitter, and insert the Stoney cake canes. This whimsical dessert tells a story as captivating and playful as its characters. With this recipe, you're set to add a splash of fun and an abundance of sweetness to your next gathering. From the kitchen to the classroom, our characters never cease to amaze and entertain. Last year, it was Jane Fitzcostellia, captivating the students in the prescribed poetry. This year, we had the pleasure of seeing the one and only Miss Belle Pum featured in the English paper 2 of the Leaving Certificate. Just as shiny and multifaceted as a disco ball, Miss Belle Pum found herself the star of the question. From your study of the videos featuring Miss Belle Pum, select the moments that, in your opinion, best showcase chaos and confusion to heighten the entertainment value of the video. Justify your selection with close reference to the video featuring Miss Belle Pum. And it didn't stop there. Our character's influence even spread to single text question, with the unforgettable Horse McGorse memoir of cow manure making a surprising appearance. Talk about making an impression. Students familiar with Miss Belle Pum's chaotic antics and Horse McGorse's memoir would have found themselves in a delightfully familiar territory. It's safe to say that those who've been following our videos had unexpected advantage during the exam. Now, here's a heads up for the upcoming exams. Jane Fitzcostellia, poised to make an appearance in Maths Paper 2 this year, and keep your ears open for Grand Poof in the French listening. He might just let one rip down the speaker. So, remember, watching videos isn't just a fun pastime. You might just find yourself acing an exam thanks to our unforgettable characters. Whether it's on Liffey Street or in an academic setting, our characters sure know how to leave a lasting impression. From the classroom, we now move back to the heart of the home, the kitchen. It's time for another recipe that's sure to tickle your taste buds and brighten your day. Today we're making a childhood favourite with a citrusy twist, homemade orange and lemon Candyfloss. This delightful treat serves 4, and with a mere preparation time of 10 minutes and cooking time of 20 minutes, it's a quick and fun way to bring some joy into your day. The ingredients you'll need are 200 g of granulated sugar, 60 millilitres of water, 1 tablespoon of light corn syrup, 1/2 teaspoon each of orange and lemon extract, a few drops of yellow and orange food colouring, and wooden skewers or chopsticks for spinning. First, prepare your workspace by ensuring that it's clean and free of any clutter. This will make the process much easier and more enjoyable. Next, make the sugar syrup by combining the sugar, water and corn syrup in a saucepan and heating it until the sugar is completely dissolved. Once your syrup is ready, you can add in the orange and lemon extracts for that delicious citrusy flavour, and the food colouring to give your Candyfloss that bright, fun colour. Now comes the fun part, creating the Candyfloss strands. This might take a bit of practice, but don't worry, it's all part of the fun. Once you've spun your Candyfloss, you can shape it around your skewers or chopsticks, creating that classic Candyfloss look. And finally, serve your homemade Candyfloss and enjoy the sweet, citrusy taste of your creation. So, whether you're looking for a fun activity to do with your kids, or simply want to bring a bit of childhood nostalgia into your day, this homemade orange and lemon Candyfloss is the perfect treat. Remember, life is sweet, so why not make it even sweeter with this delightful treat? After the sweet interlude in the kitchen, we return to Miss Belle Pum and her eccentric entourage. They've decided to pay a visit to Jane Fitzcostellia's new shop, a charming pink establishment on Liffey Street and in Liffey Valley Shopping Centre. It's a unique place, selling Jane's food, cookbooks and some rather unconventional culinary creations. As they peruse the shop, they're drawn to the natural history section, which opens up to a breathtaking balcony that overlooks the entire shop. From the 29th floor they can see the bustling crowd below, a sight that leaves them aghast. But the awe quickly morphs into chaos as poor Nuddles, overwhelmed by the vertigo-inducing height, finds herself sick. In a twist of events that could only happen in our surreal world, Nuddles ends up vomiting over the balcony, causing quite the commotion among the unsuspecting shoppers below. The man who earlier had chided Nuddles for needing the loo is left speechless his logic falling as flat as his dignity. Seeing the pandemonium unfold, Miss Belle-Pum seizes the moment to enact a grand escape, reminiscent of a scene from an over-the-top Italian film. And so, our day at Jane's new shop ends not with a whimper but with a bang, or rather, a splash. Life is full of surprises, isn't it? Stay tuned for more adventures with Miss Belle-Pum and her lively crew. In the midst of the chaos at Jane's new shop, Miss Belle-Pum's mind drifts back to a similarly disastrous incident. The unforgettable Nativity show her family had put on a few years back. Nuddles, the female golden bear, had been cast as baby Jesus, and during a rehearsal, she let off a wet fart fire into the air while the cake batter was being prepared in the manger. The scene was already set for a disaster, but worse was yet to come. They had hired a pig to play Mary and Pole, the polar bear, to play the farm animals. Unfortunately, the pig couldn't handle the pressure and ended up vomiting into the cake batter. The sight was too much for the cast and crew, and 13 of them ended up throwing up their guts out the roof. But that wasn't enough for our dear Miss Belle-Pum, who had a disastrously brilliant idea. She loaded all 13 of these sick individuals into her little plane and took to the skies. She had them drink 2 litres of Sprite and eat 20 bananas each. After 5 minutes, she let them vomit out the window, creating a vomit volcano in the sky. Down below, it rained vomit on the entire town. Everyone was covered and hence vomited too. Amidst the vomit river, Miss Belle-Pum couldn't help but see the beauty in the chaos. Stay tuned as we return to the present and see how our eccentric family handles the aftermath of the mayhem at Jane's new shop. Fresh from the memories of the unforgettable Nativity show, we're now catapulted back into the present, right into the chaotic aftermath of Miss Belle-Pum's recent 66th birthday party. The party, held at Halve's place, had an attendance that went beyond the limits of the venue, leading to guests literally flying out of the windows. The situation escalated when Horse McGorse arrived, stomping her feet in anger. Miss Belle-Pum, in her usual eccentric style, had prepared a unique concoction for the guests, a stew made from sheep poo and cat toenails with a spicy wee. The dish, unfortunately, was not well received. The party descended into a vomit-soaked nightmare, with one man even vomiting from his nose into his wife's mouth. Chaos ensued, with vomit incidents left, right and centre, including a poor girl in the next room getting her hair dyed, only for a man to accidentally vomit into her hair. The sight of her vomit-soaked hair sent her into a crying fit, resulting in the store closing down forever before any damage control could be done. Amidst all this, our brave Miss Belle-Pum took it upon herself to chase the angry Horse McGorse out of the party with a cat. Coming up next, we'll see how our eccentric family navigates the aftermath of the mayhem at Jane's new shop. Let's hear from Nuddles, who has her own unique take on the events of the infamous birthday bash. "It was an odd incident," she begins, her voice trembling with disbelief. "Miss Belle-Pum was hosting a meal at Halve's place. You see, her laboratory is the toilet, her desk is the toilet seat, and the practical room is the kitchen." Nuddles goes on to describe the dishes served, including a chocolate cake that, unbeknownst to Miss Belle-Pum, had a disastrous ingredient mix-up. Instead of chocolate sauce, diarrhea was used. As if that wasn't enough, a mishap with a pregnant guest led to a horrifying addition to the cake. The aftermath was as chaotic as you'd expect. Vomit incidents multiplied exponentially, leading to a deafening uproar and even permanent deafness for one unfortunate lad. The final blow was delivered by Horse McGorse, whose ill-timed flatulence caused a man to inflate like a balloon. Nuddles' recounting of the event serves as a stark reminder of the disastrous birthday bash and the chaos that ensued. Up next, we'll delve into the aftermath of the mayhem at Jane's new shop.